So, welcome back to the next session of group discussion. Hello, everyone. My name is Dave, your coach of soft skills and life skills. So, to continue further with the next part of group discussion, let me just say you that why a GD is very essential in a recruitment process. My dear friends, you must have heard about some people's statement that many of the people they used to say that a GD is an elimination process. GD is conducted in an interview process to eliminate most of the candidates to which generally nobody could have eliminated by giving a justified reason. So GD is a reason, a justified reason to eliminate a candidate from the interview. Do you agree with the statement? I do say that it's not exactly the same. Coming to the other side, a GD, a group discussion, which is a polite, collaborative teamwork, how that could be an elimination process for an interview. Rather, a GD is a screening process through which a recruiter makes his job quite simple. I'd like to say that it is a smart work for a recruiter. For example, there are 100 number of candidates for the job interview and the recruiter wants only 3 candidates out of that. Do you feel that for recruiting the 3 candidates one by one personal interview will be the right approach? How much time it would take? How much time it would consume? And it is again going to make the recruiter irritated, as well as those people, those who are waiting for the job interview, they will be also getting tired and irritated out of this process, a long process. So my dear friends, let us first of all learn the process of an interview. Generally in technical interviews or non-technical interviews, let me just tell, wherein number of candidates are more, first of all let us understand that they go with some sort of theoretical test, like maybe a online test, a subjective test with MCQs, to check out that whether you have the adequate knowledge about the concerned subject area or not. Okay, let us say that 100 participants participated for that online MCQ type of test wherein they have given their subjective knowledge. Out of that, only 60 candidates got selected, 40 got rejected. Okay, so these 60 candidates are supposed to have a proper knowledge about the subject matter or the subject area. Now this 60 candidates will go for the next stage of the interview. Let us go for the next stage of the interview. What is the ability to be checked in the next stage? And what the recruiter wants to see in the next stage from the candidate. Subjective knowledge is checked right now. Okay. Now, if an employee is going to work in a company, what is the most important thing within that employee? Whatever responsibility is given to him, whatever job is given to him, whether he is competent to work with that particular job responsibilities or not, that is the major part to be seen in a candidate. What is that? That is called as the managing capabilities to handle the job responsibilities given to that candidate. Now, tell me, my dear friends, if a candidate has not joined the company, how the recruiter is going to identify that whether this person is really capable to handle and manage his responsibilities or not? So, for that purpose, a group discussion is highly essential. It is an inevitable part in a recruitment process to judge the managerial capabilities in the candidate. Generally, you might have seen the topics in a group discussions are never technical, are never your branch based. It is something very general topics. The topics like some hot issues, some current affairs, or maybe certain social aspects, some political aspects, some sports related aspects. So these are some of the basic headings or basic topics in a group discussion. Now you may think in yourself, you may think in your mind that why these topics are very simple, why these topics are very general. Let me tell you, my dear friends, to judge a person's ability, the vocabulary, the managing capability, first of all, if we'll be giving a technical related subject, no, it would be a disparity. For example, you know better technical, you can speak about that one properly, but a person who doesn't know the technical properly, but he has the ability to work, has the ability to manage, has the ability to handle his responsibilities, then it is a partiality for him. No. So to identify the qualities of managing capability within a candidate, a GD with some general topics used to be the best way, the best process. Now let us consider through GD, whenever a participant is going to participate in the group discussion, first of all it is checked that whether you are having that communication skill properly or not. Most of the people take wrongly the word communication skill. They think that communication skill indicates that how well I can communicate, how well I can speak properly, how fluently I can speak, and how fast I can speak. All these things are wrong. So communication is that, my dear friends, that how smoothly you can put forth your point of view, how can you convince your opponents regarding the matter that you are going to represent, and at the same time, do you have the ability to listen to others' point of view? Be a patient listener too. The first point in a GD a candidate must have and the recruiter is going to identify is the communication skill. How smoothly he can represent himself to others, how convincing he is to others, how motivating his lines are towards others, and whether he is a patient listener or not. The same way goes. In this way, the communication skill, if it is very strong within a candidate, it indicates that when next he is going to work for the company, while having his team work, while working with his teammates, his colleagues, his co-workers, his seniors, his superiors, his subordinates, his juniors, he would be having that ability to speak in a proper manner, represent the things in a very smooth manner, deal the things in a very smooth manner, and also do have the patience to listen to others' opinion and others' point. He would respect others' point of view, at the same time give respect to his point too, to be represented. The second point is leadership skill. Do you have a leadership skill within you, my dear friend? Everybody think that a leader is only one, but I do say in every candidate there is a leadership in a GD. For example, you are a very good person to collaborate the team. There may be a person who could keep the time properly. There may be a person who could encourage the other candidates to speak something. There may be a person who could guide others in the right direction. There may be a person who could resolve potential conflicts. There may be a person who could resolve the conflicts raised. There may be a person who can note down each and every points. There may be a person who could deliver and demonstrate the things in a proper manner. There may be a person who could counter the point of the other person, convince the point of the other person, but in a very polite manner. All these points are called as the leadership roles and the leadership capabilities within a candidate. If a person is generally having this sort of points, no, we will understand that this person can also manage his roles and responsibilities coming to work with the company next. Coming next to the third point of view, my dear friend. The third point of view which we are going to see within a candidate in a GD, and that is all about your rational thoughts. Do you have a rational thought within you? Are you having that rational capability to deal with any situation in a rational manner? Now, what is rational? You would be becoming very confused about this. Rational means which is relevant to the topic, which is related to the topic, which is required, which is necessary, which is essential. For example, the topic is about child labor and you are speaking about women empowerment. It is something completely different, going in a different direction. So you need to be very rational with your point of view, you need to be very logical with your point of views, you need to stick up to the point of discussion without deviating from the point of discussion. This indicates that tomorrow whenever you will be working with your responsibilities and your capabilities, your core potential works, you would be concentrating to that properly, rationally. You won't deviate from the job you have been given with. You won't move out from the point that has been given as a responsibility to you. Well, coming next to the next point, that is point number 4. So point number 4 is all about logical thinking and analytical thinking. So what is logical and what is analytical? My dear friends, whenever you will be delivering some points, your points should be very, very logical. That indicates that logically you are going to prove your points. What is the logic behind the point that you have said? That must be very clear and that must be very transparent as well. Analytical indicates that whatever you are going to speak, you should not stick up to a single point, rather going to attack the topic or work out with the topic from different point of views. Apply your rational points. Don't go with a single point of view. Going with a single point of view indicates that you have only one point within you. Most of the people, they used to speak only a single point from starting of the discussion to the ending of the discussion. And those people are never analytical in nature. So I'd like to say, whenever you are speaking, speak from multiple angles, from multiple point of views. In my next videos, I'll be telling you how to go with an analytical point in a very proper manner. Wait for the next video so that you can understand that one in a clear manner. Well, this logical and analytical, how it would help you in an organization. When you are going to work in a company, in an organization, the first point is logical. Your words would be logical, your work would be logical, and whatever you would be speaking also would be logical. At the same time, whenever you are going to work for the company, work for any organization, or work for any institution, mostly whenever you will be solving any problem, your problem solving abilities should be analytical in nature. You won't be going with a single point, having a single solution for a problem, rather you will be having multiple solutions for a problem, so that at least if plan A fails, plan B is there. If plan B fails, plan C is there. If plan C fails, plan D is there. If plan D fails, E is there. And so on and so forth. Coming next to the last point, the fifth point. And the fifth point is maintain a strong group behavior. Now what is this? A strong group behavior. This is the most important point out of this 5. Try to maintain a group behavior which is very strong. You're working in a team, you're working in a company, you're working in an organization. If you be pulling the legs of each other, you may not be walking together. You may not be having the team spirit to work together. So to go forward, to have a strong team spirit, you must work with a collaborative spirit instead of working with a competitive spirit. Well, have the competition, but it should be a united competition. Work for your organization, work for your team, work for your company, work for your institution. Individually, you can be a winner, but as a whole, you can be the leader. So try to work as a team. This point of group behavior is to be checked, that whether working in a GD or a group discussion, whether you do maintain the same strong group behavior spirit within you, teamwork spirit within you or not. If you think that what I speak is the one will make me qualify in this GD, that is a wrong perception, my dear. You may be an effective speaker to speak out. You may be the person having strong knowledge about the topic. You may be a person who is very good in representation, but it makes you complete when you can go along with your team, work as a whole, then certainly you will be the person who is having a good group behavior. So with all these points, my dear friend, I am sure that you might have understood today that why a GD is essential to be conducted in any job interview, because it checks out your managerial skills, your managerial abilities. If you don't have a strong managerial ability today, tomorrow also you may not be having that one. You're not strong in technicals, you're not strong in subjective, you're not strong in certain other part. That can be surely be improved whenever you are going to join the organization, because you are very strong with your organizational behavior, you are very strong with your managerial capabilities. So try always to be strong with your managerial capabilities, my dear friend. That is surely going to lead you in any organization. The next videos will be with regard to the group discussion process, and we will be going further to that one in a very beautiful manner. So thanks for watching this video incomplete. I'll be bringing you the next video very soon, wherein I'll be going with the process of the group discussion. Thank you till then.